The underground city of Nushabad tells a story of resistance and a will to survive.
Beneath the hot and war-shattered land of Iran, a hidden world remained buried for over 1,500 years. No one saw it. No one spoke about it. Then, in 2006, one simple hit of a shovel opened something impossible. Under a normal courtyard, people found a massive city carved deep into the ground. It had rooms, tunnels, and systems that helped people live in darkness. This was not a small shelter. This was a full world built under the earth. But why did people build it? And what danger forced them to hide like this for so long? Let's dive in. The accidental discovery. In the central part of Iran, in the province of Isfahan, lies a place called Nushabad. On the surface, it looks like a normal town with houses, streets, and daily life moving as usual. For many years, no one knew what existed beneath this quiet place. In 2006, everything changed in a moment that no one expected. A man worked in his courtyard and struck the ground with a shovel. The soil broke in a strange way, and suddenly an opening appeared below his feet. This was not just a hole. It led to something much deeper and far more complex. When people looked inside, they saw darkness going down into the earth. This moment marked the beginning of one of the most shocking discoveries in modern archaeology. Researchers soon arrived and began to explore the underground space. As they went deeper, they realized that this was not a small tunnel or a simple hiding place. Beneath the dusty streets of Nushabad, they found a massive underground city that stretched across a large area. The structure had 3 levels, and it reached as deep as 18 meters below the surface. The scale of this place surprised everyone who saw it. Experts stood in silence as they tried to understand how such a huge system could exist without anyone knowing about it. This underground world had rooms, corridors, and narrow passageways that connected everything together. It looked like a giant maze built with careful planning and strong purpose. The deeper researchers went, the more they discovered that this place was not made for a short stay. It had all the signs of long-term living. People had carved spaces for rest, storage, and movement. It felt like a completely hidden life existed below the ground. One of the most surprising facts was that no clear written record mentioned this place. For more than 1,500 years, this underground city stayed hidden from history. No books, no official records, and no strong stories explained its existence. This silence made the discovery even more mysterious. Thousands of people must have worked for many years to build such a place, yet the world forgot it completely. The walls and tunnels showed that ancient builders used strong skills and deep knowledge to shape the hard soil. The ground in this region becomes as solid as stone when it dries, and this allowed workers to cut large halls and safe passages inside it. Why they hid? The land around Nushabad in Isfahan looks calm today, but in the past, it tested every person who tried to live there. The sun ruled this region with full force, and during the day, the heat often crossed 45 degrees, burning the ground and draining every drop of strength from the human body. People could not stay outside for long without feeling weak and exhausted. Water remained rare, and every small amount carried great value because survival depended on it. This area also stood along the Great Silk Road, one of the most important trade routes in history. Caravans carrying gold, silk, spices, and other riches passed through these lands every day. This wealth attracted danger from every direction. Groups of raiders, nomads, and invading armies constantly moved across the region, searching for easy targets. Villages and towns faced sudden attacks without warning, and people could lose everything within moments. The land itself made protection even harder. The surface stretched flat for long distances, and no hills or forests could hide movement. Anyone traveling across the plain could be seen from far away. Enemies did not need to search hard because they could easily spot any sign of life. Building high walls or strong gates did not solve the problem because attackers could surround the area and wait until supplies ran out. Escape also became difficult because open land offered no safe path. People understood that they could not depend on the surface for safety. The sun threatened them during the day, and armed groups threatened them at any time. They needed a solution that could hide them completely and protect them for long periods. The soil in this region gave them a rare advantage. When it dried, it became very hard, almost like stone. This allowed skilled workers to cut into the ground and create strong spaces that could last for many years. Instead of fighting enemies above, the people chose a different path. They decided to disappear from sight. They started to dig deeper and deeper into the earth, creating a hidden place where no outsider could easily find them. This decision changed everything. They no longer built for comfort or beauty. They built for survival. Every tunnel, every room, and every passage had a clear purpose. They created a second world below the surface, one that mirrored life above but remained hidden from all eyes. Over time, this hidden world became more than a shelter. It turned into a complete system where people could stay for days, weeks, or even longer without returning to the surface. This careful planning and deep thinking led to a structure that showed clear levels and an organized design, which reveals how the underground city was built step by step. The city design. When explorers moved deeper under Nushabad in Isfahan, they did not find random tunnels or broken spaces. They found a system that followed a clear plan. The underground city had 3 main levels, and each level served a different purpose. This design showed that builders did not dig without thinking. They planned every part with care and strong logic. The first level stayed close to the surface. This layer worked like a protective shield for everything below. Builders used it to store food, tools, and other supplies. It also acted as a barrier that blocked heat and dust from entering the deeper parts. The hot desert air lost its strength before it reached the lower levels. This simple but smart idea helped people stay safe and comfortable without facing the harsh outside conditions. Below this, the second level formed the heart of the underground world. Families lived here for long periods when danger stayed above. Builders carved rooms with enough space for people to sit, rest, and move without difficulty. The ceilings allowed full standing height, which made daily life easier. Small niches in the walls held lamps and personal items. These details helped people feel some sense of normal life even while staying hidden from the outside world. The third level went much deeper, reaching down to about 18 meters under the ground. This level served as the most secure and strategic part of the city. Builders placed important resources here, including access to groundwater. They also created narrow tunnels that twisted and turned in complex ways. These passages confused outsiders and protected the inner parts of the city. Anyone unfamiliar with the layout could easily get lost or trapped. Vertical shafts connected all 3 levels and allowed quick movement between them. Residents used these paths to travel up and down without wasting time. At the same time, these shafts acted as traps for enemies who tried to enter. A wrong step could lead to a fall or a blocked path, leaving no chance of escape. This design turned the underground city into a natural fortress without the need for visible walls. The layout worked like a living system where every part supported the other. The upper level protected, the middle level sustained life, and the lower level secured survival. Builders understood how to use space wisely, even in complete darkness. The survival systems building a hidden city under the ground solved one problem, but it created many new challenges. People needed fresh air, clean water, safe food, and proper waste control to survive for long periods. Without these systems, the underground city could not support life. The builders of Nushabad in Isfahan understood this very clearly, so they created smart solutions that worked without modern machines. Air remained the most important need. Deep underground spaces can quickly fill with bad air if nothing moves it out. The builders solved this problem by creating vertical shafts that reached from deep levels to the surface. These shafts worked like natural lungs for the city. Hot air from above and cool air from below created a steady movement that pushed stale air out and pulled fresh air inside. This simple use of natural forces allowed people to breathe easily, even at a depth of 18 meters. Water also played a key role in survival. People connected the underground city to ancient Persian qanat systems, which carried fresh water from distant mountain sources. This allowed clean water to flow directly into the living areas without the need to go outside. People could drink, wash, and store water safely. They also built deep wells as backup sources in case the main supply stopped. This careful planning ensured that water remained available during long periods of isolation. Food storage needed special attention because people could not cook freely inside the tunnels. Fire used oxygen and produced smoke that could reveal their hidden location. Builders created cool storage spaces inside the walls where grain and dried meat could last for many months. These areas worked like natural refrigerators because the underground temperature stayed stable. People ate simple food and avoided unnecessary cooking to protect both air quality and secrecy. Waste management also required careful design. Without proper control, waste could spread disease and create unbearable conditions. The builders created a full sewage system that carried waste away from living areas and kept it separate from clean water sources. This system helped maintain hygiene and prevent illness inside the crowded space. Cleanliness became a rule for survival, not just comfort. Every system worked together to create a stable environment. Air moved freely, water stayed clean, food remained safe, and waste stayed controlled. These systems allowed people to live underground for long periods without stepping outside. The builders showed a deep understanding of nature and used simple methods to solve complex problems. This underground world did not depend on the surface for daily survival. It worked like a complete system that supported life in silence and darkness. The people who built it did not just hide from danger. They created a place where life could continue in a safe and controlled way. But this controlled system had its own problems, far more dangerous than anything above, affecting every person living underground. Life in darkness. Living under the ground in Nushabad in Isfahan changed how people spent every hour of their day. There was no sunlight, no open sky, and no natural sound from the outside world. Darkness surrounded everything, and people had to depend on small oil lamps to see their way. Builders carved small niches into the walls to hold these lamps, and their soft light guided people through the narrow passages and rooms. Families stayed together in simple spaces where they could sit and wait for danger to pass. They spread mats on the ground and used very few belongings because space remained limited. Every movement inside the tunnels needed care, because the area did not allow fast or careless actions. People learned to move slowly and stay aware of their surroundings at all times. Even a small noise could travel through the ground and reveal their hidden location. Children learned this rule from a very young age. Parents taught them to stay quiet, even during fear or discomfort, because one loud cry could put many lives at risk. Food habits also changed in this environment. People avoided cooking whenever possible because fire used oxygen and produced smoke. Instead, they relied on stored food such as grain and dried meat that did not require cooking. They ate simple meals and shared resources carefully to make them last longer. Every decision focused on safety and survival rather than comfort. The absence of light and fresh air created strong mental pressure. People stayed inside the tunnels for days or even weeks without stepping outside. They could hear distant sounds from the surface, like the movement of animals or the footsteps of enemies. These sounds reminded them of the danger that waited above. Living in such conditions tested their patience and strength every day. Despite these challenges, people managed to maintain order and control inside the underground city. They followed rules, respected space, and supported each other. This cooperation allowed the community to stay stable during difficult times. The underground world became a place where people trusted each other and worked together to survive. Defenders also used the structure to their advantage. They watched the surface through small hidden openings and stayed aware of any movement above. This allowed them to understand the situation without exposing themselves. They could wait in safety while danger passed, without facing direct conflict. Life in this hidden world required discipline, patience, and strong control over fear. People accepted these conditions because they offered safety from the threats above. They did not see it as a prison. They saw it as a place that protected their lives when nothing else could. This way of living continued for many generations, but over time, something unexpected happened that caused this entire underground world to slowly disappear from memory. The Forgotten Secret. For many years, the underground city of Nushabad in Isfahan stayed active and protected its people during times of danger. Generations used this hidden place as a safe refuge, and they passed down the knowledge of its entrances and tunnels from father to son. Over time, however, this connection slowly started to break. People began to spend more time on the surface as threats became less frequent, and the need to hide underground slowly decreased. Nature also played a strong role in this change. Heavy rains sometimes turned dry land into flowing mud, and this mud entered the underground passages. It blocked tunnels, filled rooms, and made movement difficult. Without regular cleaning and maintenance, many parts of the city became unsafe. Air stopped flowing properly, and damp conditions made it hard to stay inside for long periods. People started to avoid going down because the place no longer felt secure. At the same time, knowledge about the underground system began to fade. Older generations who understood the structure passed away, and younger people did not learn the same details. Stories about the hidden city turned into simple tales that people did not take seriously. What once served as a real and important shelter slowly became a forgotten idea in the minds of the community. In some cases, people left the area during long periods of drought in search of better living conditions. When they returned years later, new families built homes on the same land without knowing what existed below them. The entrances stayed hidden, covered by soil and time. The underground city remained silent and unseen, buried beneath normal daily life. By the middle of the 20th century, even local residents could not clearly explain what lay beneath their town. The memory of this great structure almost disappeared completely. It took a simple accident in 2006 to reveal the truth once again and bring this hidden world back into human knowledge. So, if a random digging led to the discovery of an entire underground city beneath Iran, how many more could still be buried beneath other cities there? It shows that Iran's history may be far more deep, complex, and mysterious than the world has ever realized. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. If you found this video fascinating, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already, because we'll be uploading more incredible stories like this one in the coming weeks. Until then, see ya.